Hey everyone, Aaron here with Flame and Steel Woodworks, and today we are going to talk about some beginning knives you can use to start getting into whittling and woodworking. Everything you see here can be carved with just a very simple knife. You don't need fancy tools and gouges. They're helpful, but you don't need them. All of these things you see can be made with just a singular knife, a roughing knife and a detail knife, or just one single blade knife. So we're going to get through and go through a couple options I think are good for beginners. This video is not sponsored, this is not an ad, so I'm going to say what I think, and hopefully this is useful information if you are getting into whittling. The first one we're going to look at here is BeaverCraft. Now this is a kit. This is a spoon carving kit. So it comes with a couple different things. Now to make what we looked at earlier, you wouldn't need it, but if you want to make spoons or coffee scoops or something, you will need a hook knife. But this kit comes with 3 knives. It comes with a roughing knife here, and it comes with also a detail knife here. And as we said, it also comes with a hook knife. Now, the pros and cons to BeaverCraft is their price point is a little more budget friendly than a lot of other brands. The challenge with BeaverCraft is you're never really sure what you're going to get. So I own quite a few BeaverCraft tools. Some of them came quite sharp, some of them came very well made. Others seemed not so great with quality control and needed a lot of sharpening. And the steel just didn't seem, it was like in great condition. But some tools I have from them came quite well. So it's kind of hit or miss with that, but they are on the more budget-friendly side. So if you're looking for a very low-cost option to get into whittling or wood carving, they're not a bad option. Just know you are getting what you pay for when it comes to this equipment. This set looks like it's gone up a little bit since I purchased it. Last I checked, this is somewhere between the $60 to $70 range for this set. It does come with a strap, which is very good, very helpful, as well as a strapping compound. So when you get it, you will need to strap it. I do that to most of my knives I get anyway, but BeaverCraft especially. So not a bad option if you're trying to stay low, if you're looking for a lower price point. You can buy just a single knife from BeaverCraft as well. You wouldn't necessarily need this kit, especially if you're not carving spoons. You could, for example, just buy this singular knife, I think for like $15 or $20 off Amazon. So they also have a warranty. I think it's 10 years, I believe. I have used the warranty. It was very seamless. It was very easy. So BeaverCraft, not a bad option if you're trying to just test out whittling, see if it's for you, see if you enjoy it, and you're looking for a low price point to get into the hobby. Next up, we have some Flexcut options. Now, Flexcut, again, you can buy it in a kit. These 3 came in a kit, or you can buy them individually. It's kind of up to you and up to your price point, what you're looking at. Flexcut, I would say, is a higher tier of quality than BeaverCraft. This is their, I believe, it's either 1.5 or 1.25 inch detail knife. This is their fine detail knife, and this is the 2-inch roughing blade. So some people prefer something like this. Like if you needed just one knife, some people are going to go towards the 2-inch roughing and be able to do their detail work. Personally, I'm going to aim for something closer to this size. If I needed just a single knife to do whatever I needed to do, I'm going to aim for something closer like this. This is very nice for getting inside of small corners and for example, like carving out little things like that. But you don't necessarily need it if you're just trying this out, just starting. Flexcut, higher tier, I would say, very good. If you are willing to spend a little bit more than the BeaverCraft option, you're going to get a better knife from Flexcut. And for not too much more knife for knife, I think this single knife here is between 20 and 25 on Amazon last I checked. And this whole kit actually was close to the spoon carving kit that we looked at for BeaverCraft. Very similar in the price points. Last I checked, those do fluctuate from time to time. Another Flexcut option is this guy right here. This is the Whittling jack. It comes with 2 blades inside of it. It has a roughing knife and a detail knife in it. I have carved a lot of things with just this knife using these 2 blades. I really do enjoy it. I think this is a good option for for someone who wants just a simple knife, also easier to store, easier to put in like your backpack on the go or something if you're carving out in the woods. I do think this is a great option. This Whittling jack is a similar price point of these 3 knives, so it's kind of up to you. These don't come with a case or anything. I think it did come with strapping compound, but it doesn't come with a case. They don't come with sheaths, whereas this can be, you know, just close it up, it's stored, and it's easy to put away. So Flexcut, good option. If you're looking to get started here and just need a single knife, some people will aim towards this. This would be my preference, just one single knife. Other people will go towards a little bit bigger roughing blade. That's kind of a personal preference. My view is on it is anything I can do with the large blade that I can do with the smaller blade. That's not necessarily true the other way, or it is just a little bit more challenging. But Flexcut, good option if you're looking to get started and your budget isn't quite as tight as what perhaps the BeaverCraft option might be. Last but certainly not least of our options is just a regular pocket knife. This is the Swiss Army Tinker. I have carved many things with this, from gnomes to walking sticks to penguins to pretty much anything I've made. I've made at least one with this. The Swiss Army Tinker comes with 2 blades, the big blade and the little blade. I almost never use the big one, very rarely. If I am carving sticks or something, I use the big one to get the bark off, but that's about it when I'm carving blocks that don't come with bark. Normally I'm just using this small blade here. Now, I will say I have stropped this thing a lot to get that razor edge that you need. So I did have to put in some time to get that, but this works just as good. Perhaps you have one at home that looks something like this. Now I can't speak to the construction or quality of the specific knife that you have, but if you're just trying out whittling and you're just curious, you very well might have a pocket knife at home that could work, assuming you strop it. Now there are lots of videos on how to strop, so I'm not going to get into that. And if its edge is very dull, very blunt, maybe you need to take it to a whetstone or something first and then strap. So this isn't a sharpening video, we're not going to get into that, but you can do a lot of whittling and carving with just a simple knife, just a simple pocket knife. Yeah, the tools made specifically for wood carving and whittling are helpful. There's a place for those, but it doesn't have to be. I own V-gouges, I own chisels, I own V-tools, as well as carving knives, and they all have their place, they all have their usefulness. But if you're just getting started, there's nothing wrong with just using a pocket knife. It really can take you really far, and everything I showed earlier in the video at the beginning, you know, from this guy to this guy to even this penguin and this Santa Claus, these can be made with this. You know, these can be carved with just a pocket knife. So just to wrap up here a little bit, you don't need super expensive tools to make these things. You know, if you're just getting started, you know, try it out. Look for some simple projects. I have a video on how to carve one of these guys, a simple gnome. It's a good beginner project. You learn how to do stop cuts, V cuts, a couple chip cuts, as well as relief. So it gives you a good exposure to the various things of whittling and wood carving. And once you learn that, you can, you know, paint their hat funny colors, and you can carve stuff into their hat to give them some options. I like to wood burn the edges of mine to start to bring out kind of the different details and whatnot. Also makes it easier to paint, in my opinion. But when you're just getting started, you might have a tool available as just a regular pocket knife at home, or maybe you're looking for a low-cost option on the internet somewhere, and depending on where you are, you might be able to start at a different place or not. But it's a fun hobby, it's a great pastime, and it's well worth learning and giving yourself a try. Always remember that a sharp knife is going to make the experience better. So be sure to look up some videos on how to strap and how to properly sharpen a knife. A dull knife is the most dangerous one, as well as the most frustrating one to use. So if you have a not very sharp knife, your experience one could definitely not be as fun as it could be. So you want to make sure you're doing that. My test is actually if I can shave the hair off my arm with it. If I can't do that, I probably need to strap it a little bit more. And I do have some bald patches on my arm from testing that. I will say, you know, A little less piece of information here. Harbor Freight is great. I love that store. It's got some cool stuff. I've also seen some wood carving sets, some cheap wood carving sets there. I would not get those. Those are not very high quality. They're very frustrating to use. They're not very sharp, and they don't stay sharp very well in my experience. So I would recommend to stay away from those. Look into BeaverCraft, look into Flexcut, or if you've got just a regular pocket knife, that might work as well. So hope this was helpful. Thanks for checking out the video, and happy carving.